Hello and welcome to another edition of Son of Kaiju Review. I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank.
And today we'll be taking a look at Superior 8 Ultraman Brothers. Superior 8 Ultraman Brothers.
You got it out, don't worry. Superior 8 Ultraman
It's an awkward title, admittedly.
Not as awkward as Ultra Mega Monster. I can't even say it.
Ultra Galaxy Legend Mega Monster Battle. The movie.
The game.
No, it was a game first, then it was a TV show, and then it was a movie.
Is that where you get all the footage from?
Nope, because I don't have the game.
Well, at least that's good. But we're not talking about that. If you want to see us talk about that, there's an actual Kaiju review of that. So,
it's an oldie but a goodie.
Oh, yeah. So the movie starts off with three boys.
And they are excited to go watch the first episode of Ultraman.
I don't blame them. That's a good episode.
It's a good episode. So this is 1966.
So they're like playing around. They are excited to go watch Ultraman, but they realize how close it is to the show's start time. So they go get candy and like soda and run back to the house.
And we get a cameo from the actor who plays Ide in Ultraman, which is just one of the many cameos in this movie.
There's a lot of cameos.
It's like, you know what? I'm not even going to mention who all the cameos are if they're not a main character in this movie. So, good luck spotting them all, because there's a bunch.
We really can't really say who, because it would ruin the surprise if the people want to see this movie.
Well, I'm just talking about, like, with the cameos. There's just so many.
There's a lot. There is a lot.
Yeah.
So they do the kids' parents and grandparents have supper, then 7 o'clock comes on, and then they turn on Ultraman. And, you know, yeah.
And then, like, 40 years later...
yeah. They're all adults now, and...
It's like, makes me wonder, how old were the actors who played... the 90s Ultraman trio. How old were they when they were playing those roles? Is this...
I kind of want to say late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, that doesn't quite line up, because according to this movie, they're playing 40-year-olds. Which is not outside the realm of possibility. It's just...
Yeah.
It's something that, you don't think about when you're watching, because it's...
Well, I know that character, I know that character, I know that character, and they're playing that character.
So anyway, the three kids who are now adults are Daigo, Gamu, and Asuka.
She and Asuka. So... They're adults now. They go to the...
they have their own jobs.
Yes.
Pretty sure Asuka is working as a ball boy.
Yeah.
Baseball team. Gamu, I think, works at...
I think he also works at... No. Does he work at the repair shop?
No, I think he... he's like a tour guide or something.
Yeah, I believe he works for the paper, but he also is the tour guide of the city.
Well, that's Daigo.
Oh, that's Daigo?
Yeah. Daigo is for sure a tour guide. I think Gamu might be a tour guide for like a marina or something. It never really clearly states what his job in this is compared to... Or if it did, I wasn't paying attention.
Well, it was kind of hard to. I kept giving you quizzes to take yesterday.
Yeah. I kept having a pop quiz about the movie.
We were paying attention.
Also, at some point when they were kids, they met this girl with red shoes who's never named throughout the course of this movie.
This girl with red shoes.
Oh, right. I guess that is her name. Because that's what the credits call her. So you know
that's what Ultra Wiki calls her.
Yeah.
And so they became friends, and now they have a fourth of their, in their trio. They're no longer a tripod.
But now the trio are grown up. Mm-hmm. They're all seeing people.
Yeah. Actually, I thought one was dating her, but then I realized, no, that's not it.
I mean, it could be.
I know nothing.
I mean, it's implied that Daigo is in a relationship with Reina, the daughter of Hayato, who runs the bike shop. Hayato. Who is friends with Dan, who runs a restaurant. Dan. Who is friends with Go, who runs a car repair shop. Who is also friends with Seiji and Yuko, who run a bakery. I'm rattling them all off here because for longtime fans of the Ultra series, you would recognize them as being the human hosts of Ultraman, Ultra 7, Ultraman Jack, and Ultraman Ace, respectively, for all 5 of them.
Yep. But they're just living normal lives. They have no power. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And then one day, while at work, Daigo falls asleep at his desk and sees the Ultraman.
They see a cut. He just watches the Ultraman just kind of take off. Like,
yeah, no. In the dream, it's reusing footage from the Ultraman Mebius movie.
Oh.
Trying to remember what that one was called, but it's the movie that was filmed before Mebius started filming, but came out midway through the show's run. So it's a good movie.
Good movie. I don't think I've seen it.
No, because you haven't seen Mebius in general.
No.
Which you really should, because it is one of my favorite seasons for very good reasons. Someday I'll make a countdown doing my top 10 Ultra seasons. Have I done that for Super Sentai yet? I think I've only done that for Kamen Rider and Gundam.
You have not. I believe you... I know I did one for Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's something I'll have to think of for future content.
Oh, yeah. Then they...
But yeah, no, Daigo winds up waking up from the dream and ends up telling his 2 friends about it.
And they just kind of make fun of him, but believe him at the same time because they're just as gullible as he is.
Well, it's because they had dreams where it turns out they're Ultraman, who turn into Dinah and Gaia, respectively. Which, spoiler alert, yeah, these are the actors who are the leads in Dinah and Gaia. And spoiler alert, Daigo is played by the actor who was the lead in Tiga.
Tiga. They end up running into...
I think they go to Dan's restaurant.
Oh yeah, they go to Dan's restaurant, have a good meal, then they
get invited to another restaurant where Dan and the other older guys are going to be performing with their wives. Mm-hmm. For like a stage show.
I called them a band.
I mean, they're mostly singers and dancers in this Hawaiian-themed show.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And then while Daigo is out giving a tour for a bunch of people and they start asking him about stuff, he
has a flashback.
He has another dream sequence in which he encounters Ultraman Mebius fighting Gubula. No, Gesira.
Yes, yeah.
They're both sea monsters, mm-hmm. So.
And he ends up beating him quite easily.
And then...
he kind of wakes back up.
And then he has another dream sequence. I think we might be getting the sequence of dream sequences a bit confused because I know at one point in the dream Daigo meets Mirai, the human form of Mebius, and then when he wakes up from the dream, there's Mirai being accosted by a bunch of kids.
Yep. One moment.
So, for all intents and purposes, Mirai here is the same Mirai who shows up in Ultraman Mebius. Because this movie is set during that. And I did not know that. I thought it was set afterwards, but I was wrong. So I ended up watching this movie twice this week, which is a good thing.
You're remembering more than I am, so that is a plus.
But anyway, he and Daigo get to talk, and they realize just what's happened. They're crossing dimensions and stuff. Mm-hmm. They're currently in a dimension where Ultraman and the Kaijus were works of fiction. But that doesn't quite set in for Mirai when they go to visit the old guys at their respective workplaces.
Do you know?
And Mirai's like,
Brother 7. Huh? I have no brothers. Do you know this guy? No, not at all.
So like all of them are confused. Shit, we forgot to mention the scene where they're on the way to the... it's after they leave Dan's restaurant and are on the way to the, I guess, Hawaiian show. Mm-hmm. And the four save a bunch of kids from being plowed down by a truck that was out of control because of some Black Shadow.
The character's called Black Shadow.
Characters. Mysterious... purple, black-robed figures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they all... One of them hops into it. Well...
One goes to stop the truck, another grabs like a baby stroller, another grabs a bunch of kids. Mm-hmm. And they all go like super fast.
I don't remember them having them abilities in the shows.
And that makes Daigo think, well, maybe it wasn't a dream I had. And then he has the dream where Mebius fights Gessera and he meets Mirai. And then he wakes up and there's Mirai. And yeah.
Yep, and he's like... They are convinced that they are the Ultramans.
And Mirai basically says, well, I went to go investigate something in Yokohama, which is where this movie is set. I met this girl with red shoes who told me some stuff, and now I'm here.
She was a time traveler.
And then Pandon shows up and starts wreaking havoc. And no, it's not a dream sequence this time.
The military sends out jets to try to fight off, and then he's got to transform into his Ultra form.
Yeah, Mirai transforms into Mebius and fights off and defeats Pandon. Mm-hmm. And then Alien Hippolyte shows up and turns him into a bronze statue. Fuck that guy. Turn people into bronze statues. Is that your whole gimmick? Come up with something new. Man.
That is his gimmick.
Yeah, come up with something new. It's old. We already saw this plotline in Ace. Get new material.
They also did it to Han Solo.
That was carbonite, not bronze. You dumb, ignorant bitch.
They both got better eventually.
Eventually. Thanks to the power of friendship. Kind of.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so yeah, he gets turned into bronze, and then they remember that they're Ultramen.
Yeah, but that's before that. I think Silvergun and Goldra show up and start wreaking havoc. Go's wife gets injured protecting an old man from falling debris. Mm-hmm. which I think was probably a reference to the fact that her character in Return of Ultraman died mid-series.
She seemed to get better in the movie.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wow, dark.
I thought this was a kid show.
Because none of the other wives who are clearly played by the actresses from their respective shows, they're not dead or injured.
She couldn't get the old man up in time, and then the debris fell on them. Pandon's fault.
No, it's Silver Gun and Goldress.
Oh yeah.
Did I say Goldman or Goldress? I keep forgetting who the gold one is named.
Gold R.
No, that's the Space Giants.
So they have to. I know there's more that happens before they freaking transform.
I know. There's some period of calm where it's all chaos, kind of, but not really.
Yeah, the two like dragon-looking things are causing damage, and it's really just the military doing stuff, trying to battle them.
I think Asuka and Gamu end up coming to the realization that they are Ultras and transform to battle the monsters. And then seeing that and all the people cheering for them makes the old guys come to the realization, oh, wait, we've heard these cheering before for us. Hey, we're Ultras. So they transform and...
I liked all their poses. They still did it perfectly.
So they use their powers to unbronze statue Mebius to join the fight. And at some point, Daigo is watching all this, is like, oh right, I'm an Ultraman too. And so he transforms into Tiga. And so now we got the superior 8 Ultraman colors.
I believe the Kaijus turned into the big thing, then the old ones transformed.
I know that there's like one scene around this point where Daigo encounters the girl with the red shoes who says that because there's no Ultraman in this universe, the power of imagination and the memories of the Ultras are fading from the children, which is oddly prophetic given that this came out at a time just before there was a lengthy hiatus in the Ultra series.
It got better.
This movie came out between Mega Monster Battle and Mega Monster Battle Never Ending Odyssey, which were the last two shows in the Ultra series before a lengthy hiatus that was only occasionally broken up by a handful of movies before the show returned in the mid-2010s. And it's set during Mebius, which was like, we got the Mega Monster Battle duology, and before that was Ultra 7X, which exists. And then you had Mebius, which was the last proper Ultra show before the big hiatus. So it was, I found it oddly prophetic that this character is like, well, Ultraman is disappearing from the hearts of kids because they don't remember him. I was like, well, oh.
Kind of reminds me of a small plot of Freddy versus Jason, where Freddy's technically loses his powers because they don't remember him.
Right. It's the same kind of... But yeah, no, the four defeated monsters wind up fusing with alien Hippolyte and become Giga Chimera thanks to the Black Shadows. And there's a big battle where everybody's fighting.
Yep.
And then they defeat Giga Chimera, and the Black Shadows are like, we're just going to keep making more monsters and combining them because we want humans to fall into despair because reasons. And then the Ultras are like, nuh-uh, we're gonna fight to protect humanity. And then they defeat the Black Shadows somehow.
Beam attacks. beam battles.
Also, Daigo has like a whole plot line that gets ultimately revealed where he basically gave up on his dream of becoming an astronaut to stay with Reina. And she was kind of upset that he gave up on his dreams just for her. Instead of, pursuing his dreams like he should have been. And now he's embracing his dreams again.
And then they're going on a boat.
And then they go on a boat that goes up into space because now they're astronauts and some shit.
And apparently...
There's also a plot line where Asuka, he was like a pretty popular baseball player, but he got arrogant, and when they had a bad game, it ended up ruining the team. And then Gamu was like, he was a pretty smart guy, but then, I don't know, he just stopped being
nice.
No, not nice. He just stopped. Gamma kind of gets shafted in this movie with regards to his plotline. He was clearly intelligent, and another scientist recognized it, and he just kind of stopped pursuing that knowledge for some reason. I just got like a more mundane, boring job.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, no, they take a boat into space. We get a shot of the various older guys, the veteran ultras.
Yep.
I keep calling them old guys, which is super disrespectful because they're awesome actors and characters.
They are older.
Yes. But they're piloting like the jets from their respective shows. And then they go all up into space and then credits.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this ending kind of is like, okay, this is perhaps a bit too over the top for the whole hold on to your dreams message that this movie is going for.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I mean, I know we kind of glossed over it, but I really like this movie.
Yeah.
This is honestly one of my favorite movies for its message of don't give up on your dreams.
They don't give up their dreams, and then you'll become an Ultraman that you realize you already was the Ultramans.
And it's also paying respect to both the Ultras that had come before.
Yep.
And looking forward to a bright future before Subaraya went bankrupt.
Well, that did happen. They got better.
They got better.
Took a few years, but they got better. This movie was really fun. Even my trivia questions to Protomet was pretty fun yesterday.
How many Ultra shows are there? It's like, well, we gotta factor in the details. What counts as a full season and what doesn't.
Honestly, I thought I'm like, from season 1 to what we have now. That's what I thought I was going to get.
It's a lot more complicated than that.
Well, then there's this. Just rabbled on. Like, I think he said 32.
I think that's the number I came up with, yes. And there's like a huge asterisk like that, like right next to it, because the Ultra series is complicated, but that's fine. I mean, it's
a lot of their kaijus got beat up by Red Man.
Yes, it did.
Especially that one that just had jive. He was just minding his own business and just started getting
too much swag.
Dude, just how he was walking, just like, stop you! Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So, I guess I don't have much more to say about this.
Yeah, no, check out this movie. It's a great movie. We kind of gloss over a lot of it, but it is really action-packed, so it's kind of hard to not just, it's hard to just talk about the movie without
spoiling a bunch.
Well, I was going to say it's because there's a lot of action that just is hard to put into words.
Yeah,
it's definitely more
there's Ultra and Kaiju fights in it, but, it wouldn't be in Ultraman movie if it was not. Ultraman the Next.
Yeah. Yeah, no, great film.
Yeah. It was one kaiju you had to fight.
Yeah, it's just multiple versions of it.
Yep.
But yeah, no. A great movie.
Oh, yeah. I recommend you guys see this movie if you want. It's not like we're forcing you to watch this.
I am.
Well, you good luck with that, then.
Until next time, I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank. See ya.
Bye.